2,
2,
1,
1.
0.
Take 2. Action.
I mean, I started it when you were like halfway through the countdown. So.
Man.
Oh, for fuck's sake,
Mate, I was really into that countdown.
It was a good countdown, to be fair. Well done.
Yeah, man. Right, I'm going to get Al back.
Welcome to the football podcast from us lovely Sunderland supporters. I am joined, obviously, I'm Anthony Mackem, and I'm joined with Andrew.
Hey.
Paul.
Hello.
Sunderland flag is Jacob.
Good evening.
And when he joins, he'll be somewhere here. It will be Al. So we've had some technical difficulties, but that doesn't matter. We didn't really get too much into it. We all quickly went through our drinks. Pepsi Max.
Red wine.
Fanta.
And
Koppelberg cider.
Alan's got a cup of tea.
Alan's got a cup of tea.
White nun, right?
White nun. There you go. We're caught up. That was 10 minutes, just caught up in the space of 10 seconds. I love it. Yeah. Much better. Thank you, Dean.
Yes, we're back.
Right.
We are so back.
Before we get into the discussion around the football itself, we've got two counters on the screen. One's a swear counter. So this is every swear that I recognise because I can't be fucked. I will miss a lot.
You just did one then?
I added it because it was intentional with the counter.
Listen, look, just for a bit of background, right? Look, We've had a little bit of feedback that sometimes we get a bit carried away with the old F-bombs and the occasional C-bombs dropped in there as well.
Indeed.
Just so we can truly find out how much we've been dropping those fucks and cunts. There's the counter.
Two for one.
When you say C word, do you mean car? What you meant car?
No.
Are we on now or what?
We are.
Are we on Black Crew?
We've already done the reintroductions and I've already introduced you, and you fell perfectly where you were. Welcome, Al. Should we talk about the Swansea game coming up? Because we didn't really do too much of it because it was at the very tail end of our last one after the emergency of Beale getting sacked. So, we'll go through predictions first and go for like why you think Sunderland are going to absolutely smash Swansea, because that's mine.
Well, go ahead, mate. You've started off. Go on.
I just have this utter air of confidence now that Beale's gone, the Dodds is there, and he's just that straight talking. I know, based on his pre-match conference, that he is going out for the win rather than to pick up a draw, to sit back, to do anything. He's going to try something new. It might not work, but there's that air of like, let's just try and punish them, and that punishment is a change away from us being soft young boys on the pitch and becoming more battling on the pitch. So that's the kind of thing.
I agree. I don't think they're going to be playing with the same sort of shackles as Bale had them under. Do you know what I mean? Like it's balls out time. Do you know what I mean? Like there's only 13 games left in the season, and we haven't got much to lose. We're not going to get relegated, and if we push and we get on a good run, then perhaps we could sneak into the playoffs. So I think he'll be saying exactly that. Look, we got nothing to lose now. Like we might as well go for it, and I hope that's what he does.
I'll just caveat that with the two best players are not playing.
Yeah, well, that's where I was going.
So, you know what I mean?
At this end, but we shouted out Clark and Ballard as being our two best players for a long time, and both of those are not playing.
But also, it throws that spanner in the wrench that Swansea don't know what to expect. They can't suss us out because we can't suss us out, which has been half of our, like, if they part the bus, they're going to get a scrappy counter-attack goal. We've got.
I don't think we're going to change to, like, and I know we had a bit of a go at Bale for not really changing much, not really imposing any sort of new style or whatever. But I can't see us sort of transitioning away from how we've played the whole season so far. To be honest, I think the players we've got. Probably Sealt's going to fill in the centre half, and Barr or maybe Styles will get a game fill in for Jack Clark. Or Mundell, maybe, I don't know. Like it'll probably be a rotation in the middle, to be honest. Like, so
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that those players that come in are up to the task. I think Seal's fairly decent, fairly strong. I don't really have any issues with him coming in. Obviously, Ballard's been very, very good. I don't want to see him out, but he's out for the next 2 games. So, can't be that.
Far up, Ballard.
Sorry, Ballard is it? Yeah,
Ballard's only have for 1 game, isn't he? Because it's a 10 match suspension. He's out for 1 game. Or is it 2?
2
I got
games.
that
2, mate. He got his 10th yellow cards too, mate. Yeah.
Oh.
So he's out for the Swansea game and the following game. So it's disappointing that he's out, but I think Seal will be all right there. I think he'll do all right. That back line's been reasonably solid. It's not leaking goals, is it? So
Yeah.
for me, he'll probably be all right.
Do you think it's going to be back 3 or back 4?
I think he'll play back 4.
Yeah, he'll be back 4.
I think if I know there was some whispers that Hjelde being injured, and he's not.
No, he's not.
He's going to play. So if he was injured, then maybe you'd have more of an argument to not play back 4. But I think with him being there, for me, we stick back 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So right on that caveat, what's your actual scoreline prediction for the game? Because it is
I said 1-0 in the old emergency pod. I was obviously before Jack Clark. It came out that Jack Clark was going to be injured.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still going to stick with a Sunderland win, but I do think it'll be a hard fought win. I'm going to stick with 1-0.
Okay, I think that's fair. For me, I'm going to go with a bit more gutsy, and I think the game's going to have a bit more life than most Sunderland Swansea fixtures. So I'm going to actually say 3-1, just because. But why not? Like you said, it's one of those games where there's no real pressure on the team. We're in the middle of the pack. If we lose it, we stay in the middle of the pack. If we win, we start to creep back up. No pressure on the lads, just have fun. So yeah, 3-1 for me. Free open game at the Stadium of Light as well, where we're generally pretty good. Perfect. Mackem Cabby is currently eating his tea. He has joined us though, so welcome along.
Cabby, mate, you're always on the scran, lad. Every time you come on, mate, you're scranning something.
Well,
no, it's getting late from work.
What you got, mate? Come on.
Don't ask.
I've got chicken giblets with loads of fried
That's okay, man. I don't think I want to know anymore.
vegetables with honey and mustard sauce.
Oh, you been to Chinese?
No, we ordered some food in. It's these Hello Fresh things when you get the food prepared.
Oh yeah,
you did ask, right? Right. Al, what's your prediction, mate? Because I don't want to talk about Cabby's food. It's fine.
My prediction is Cabby's probably going to have something wrong with his arteries in the next 5 to 10 years. After that, I'm probably going to say I'll stick with 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously the main change at the back's going to be South, but I think he's quite solid. I've watched him a few times. It doesn't seem too bad. Yella seems steady away, so the back 4 for me should be okay. I know Clark's out. Obviously, Barr's going to come into the frame. Mundle as well. I don't think he's going to change entirely too much. I think you know what I mean? It's too long in the season and 13 games. Let's just start thinking about tactics. I think they're trying to stick with the way they play and the way they're comfortable playing. So
he had some success, didn't he, when he played that way against Leeds and West Brom?
So
he did, but like I think I know he comes out on the press conference and he's like, yeah, we want to win every game, but he's a realist, isn't he? It's 13 games. I'm not saying we've got to look over our shoulder, but you know, he's oh yeah, Leicester's on the break here. Sorry,
that's all right.
Live reporting.
Oh, I just missed a fucking sitter. There you go. Anyway, yeah, so 2-0 for me. I'll still go with Celta. I don't know if he's going to start Roosen. So
he played when he was in manager earlier on in the season. He played Roosen, didn't he?
Yeah. Did he? Okay, then I'll go. If Roosen starts, hopefully Roosen gets a goal, but I'll stick with 2-0.
Fair enough. I like it. I can see Cabby's holding up his sign. We'll talk about your sign in a minute, Cabby. Don't worry. Jacob.
Yeah.
What is your prediction for the Swansea game?
2-1 Sunderland.
Okay, and what? Why?
A lot of positivity. I like it.
I think it'd be a tight 2-1 game. Swansea with a bit of a bogey team for us, but I think Dodds will be the man to end that hoodoo, and I think things are going to change now for the rest of the season. I think we could still do playoffs. A bit more unlikely now, but just let's try and get 3 points as
This
till
may,
end of the season, or as many points as we can. Just play for the fucking badge.
Yeah, I've added it. I've added it.
So he was like, right, get it on.
Get it on. It's I noticed it. Right. Paul will be last with the
Shit, did I
predictions.
swear?
Dean is going for a 3-1 Sunderland win. I'm like you said, there's a lot of positivity in Acacia with a 3-0 Sunderland win. I say last. I forgot. Cabby's still squatting. He needs to do as well. But Paul,
Too busy with his giblets, lad.
what's your prediction, mate?
To be honest, after listening to Dodd's press conference, I'm actually going to go 4-0 Sunderland.
That is very confident.
Oh, that's optimistic.
Dodds is win your over, mate, straight away.
He's won him over in what, 20 minutes?
20 minutes present, and he's Paul's like, right, we're going to win the fucking league.
Honestly, no, I think it's because of Dodds did say that we are expecting, I think, 1 or 2 surprises in the lineup tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
He wouldn't reveal who, but
What is he gonna like? Is he gonna like do some magic tricks and that and pull some flowers out of his sleeve? And
we never know. Well,
look at this surprise!
He's going to pull a fan out.
Cards on a string just fall out of his pocket.
He's going to start rig.
Oh, no,
You know what, right?
Yeah, he might do.
Yeah, it's really, you say
not beyond
that
the
with a smile on your face, but that's a good shout, you know. He could start rig
Mhm.
quite easily. He could be like, oh, well, fuck it, we might as well just high rig it.
I'd like to see Job have a rest, though. Do you know what I mean? I know Dodds is like Job's his protege, isn't he? But the lad's played too many games. Needs a rest, like. Unless he has a bit of a confidence boost because Dodds is in charge, but I still think he needs a rest.
Do you not think current spell is all right though? Because it's literally 7 days between games for the next 3 games, and there's already been a week between the last one. So a week's rest for everybody at any level should be absolutely fine. After 3 days,
when he came off when he dropped him, when he came off the bench, he looked miles better. I just think the whole 90 minutes in concentration piece. I'm not saying it he can't, but I think when you're 18, your mind goes, it wanders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's good in his development, but I don't think he's ready to take on a full season at the championship pace. So he probably will play him, but I'd like to see him have a rest and like you say, rig. Give him a shot. You know what I mean? Give him a couple of games.
I think Job and Styles will share the minutes. I don't know whether maybe Job will start and then Styles will come on from, or maybe it'll be.
I know Styles is a bit of a utility player, but I don't know where is Rig? Is he like a 10 role? Is he an 8? What's he? I don't really know where he plays.
He's more, if you think of Pritchard, but more bursting in the box.
Isn't he? He's a forward. That's the way I see him. He's just a forward player. I don't know whether we can pinpoint him as like an out-and-out striker or somewhere in between. He's straight in the. I don't know his best. I haven't seen enough of him.
I've watched a couple of unders on the YouTube when they go live on that, and he typically plays exactly where Joseph Bennett did. That attacking midfield / left side, basically where Clark is. So it might be a good shout for him to be where Clark was and see how he comes into it in a new, fresh pair of legs.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get some minutes. Like I say, I don't think there's any pressure on the season anymore.
Yeah.
We might as well get him on the pitch, get him some minutes. Try and bed him in a little. Maybe we've obviously had issues with strikers this season.
Yeah.
Get him some minutes this season. Maybe he can be the guy next year. Who knows?
But you watch all night. We'll pick his 10 to get a caught up tomorrow.
Well, I reckon if Dodds has got anything about him, he'd be saying, "Look, mate, We cannot have you and Ballard out at the same time. Please, fucking don't get a yellow card. Please don't do
Well,
that.
what about Tryon? I see he's gone missing, hasn't he?
He's
on loan,
literally
isn't
out
he?
on loan, yeah.
He's on
Oh,
loan.
he's on loan. No,
He's
fucking hell.
in
He has gone missing.
Hibs. We'll talk about that loan shark in a bit, mate. I tell you, loan shark, right?
There you go.
Is it no other centre halves?
Well, Seal plays centre half.
No, I'm talking about is it no other.
Elise here.
He's injured, isn't he?
But he's mentioned as like he was in training a couple of weeks. I know he was phasing in, but
I think Dodd said in his presser that Elise is still out.
Paul, you copying Acacia in the chat about 09 as well.
To be honest, the only reason I'm saying that though, look who the referee is tomorrow, Keith Stroud.
Oh, okay.
Keith Stroud. Keith Stroud sent 049 up here against them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely a red card, though, mate. Come on. Nah. You can crunch anybody you like.
Luke O'Neill could shoot someone dead in the pitch, and I'd be like, nah.
He saves your Labrador.
No way.
We've had Keith Stroud before. We've had him before, haven't we, this season?
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah,
Can't remember who.
It's never great, though. Right, final prediction. Cabby, go for it, mate.
I'm going for Sunderland 2, Swansea City 0.
A Cabby Sunderland win. Right. Wow.
It's the Beale effect, mate. It's the Beale effect.
Hi, somebody just equalised. Just equalised.
Oh, class.
Can I come off? And come back on again? Because Cabby's just predicted. Did Cabby just
just scored.
It's just...
No, 26.
Right.
2016 was the last time we beat Swansea City.
Didn't we have Key then?
Key. Don't know, mate. Did we?
We made the 4 hat-trick, and I believe we beat them 4-2 away from home.
I remember that one actually. I actually watched it.
Is it still called? Is it still the Liberty?
Yep.
Swansea Stadium. It's still the Liberty.
Yeah, because they're taking one.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah. Right, I'm gonna do a little bit of a offshoot here. I know we've mentioned it in our predictions a little bit, but ideal formation for Sunderland with current injuries in play.
He's not going to change it much. It'll be the same.
You think it's a 4-2-3-1 again?
It'll be exactly the same.
Okay.
I agree. He's not going to change it. It's like Alan said earlier on. It's too late in the season to start messing around with stuff like that. They're just going to ride it out in the same way as they've played nigh on every game this season.
The reason I'm a little bit optimistic, though, that he will change something up is because he said with Clark out injured, it's the perfect opportunity to change up things up and introduce what he wants. So,
well, what would you say then? So, like looking at the bench,
no, 3-5-2. 3-5-2. It holds the same number in the midfield, and it gets more people further up.
To do that though.
Yeah, we do. Well, what would Huggins and Hume do? They would just move further in and hold one of the corners of the box. They just don't get the creative freedom to bomb up anymore.
I can't see it happening, Smithy. I think, like, I don't think we have the amount of centre halves you need and the players. Like you might play Patrick Roberts on the left. He's injured. You might play Jack Ladet. He's injured. You might have Dan Ballard in the middle. He's out. Like I just can't see us moving away from the way we've played all season.
Okay.
Who's this?
I have no idea.
Oh right. It's Dave. It's not Ekwa anymore. Ekwa's won him over.
Okay.
Where's that then? Leeds just scored again.
Leeds 2, Leicester 1. Oh.
Mate, honestly, Leicester have had numerous chances to put this to bed, and Leeds is 2-1. It's unbelievable.
Let's shake up the league in real time.
How are you telling it?
It'll be bouncing Leeds tonight. You fucking love it. 2-1 Leeds, man.
Yeah.
So just to answer a few questions, it's me. My profile photo at the moment is CJ Stroud and Will Anderson at the draft last season. But the reason I changed it from Ekwa with a big cross to his face is because I joined into the Discord for a dodgy stick man. I was scared that I've just seen the Leeds deflection goal. I was scared he thought I might be a racist, so I just. So
well,
he
would be right.
All right.
Well,
You are, aren't you?
What?
And you're mates with Tommy Robinson.
We're not fucking going there.
Right.
Not a
So when he's
chance.
like, shit, he's straight away
Jesus
with that.
Christ.
It's all a ruse. It's all a ruse. We're joking.
Just get some milkshakes, will you?
5 out of 25 from 5 guys.
5.25 for a milkshake.
When Farage was in Newcastle, and someone hired a milkshake off him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they interviewed the guy, and he was like, "I spent £5.25 in 5 guys." And he where he hired it off Farage was literally over the road. So he bought it, walked out of 5 guys, went, "There's Nigel Farage," and fucking launched his milkshake off him.
We have to have a milkshake.
Really
I
want
wonder
it.
if he went and bought. He might have went and bought another one. Thought like,
Well, I got 2 just in case he
I dropped
just in
it.
case he had to throw his milkshake off someone. Just had a spare.
Oh, that's funny. Right.
Oh man. I mean, that'll probably get cut, but it was funny.
All the Leicester fans are mourning. I don't know what they're mourning about. They're still fucking 8 points clear, or 5 points clear.
That countdown's going up.
Right, we need to
Really
refocus,
is.
lads. We've got lost along the way. Refocus, lad.
Right. How long is Shaq Clark injured for? Does anybody actually know?
He said on the press conference he was like,
I don't think so.
not as bad as you think. I reckon a couple of weeks, maybe a week or 2 weeks.
I think I read somewhere that he said he'd be assessed at the back end of this week, and he just hasn't quite made it. So maybe this time next week he'll be all right. I hope so.
Yeah.
It's going to check on Monday. He said.
Yeah, and I fully, if he has a couple of weeks rest, should be back for the run in. Someone's got a nasty cough there, like fuck.
I think it's Summer. Is Summer okay there, Cabby?
Yeah, Summer's absolutely fine. She just had
She doesn't sound it, lad.
And I've just
You need her in the GP.
I've just got a little sip of vinegar. She's not keen on it.
I wonder why.
No, she's fine. She's just someone's gone down the wrong way. Did it?
Okay.
Oh, childline.
You said, do you know, I've actually, I'm going to admit this now, and I don't know why I'm admitting it. I actually tried vinegar because I had fish and chips yesterday, and I had the vinegar out. So I went, do you know what? Cabby keeps saying you can't knock it until you tried it. I tried it, and I'm never trying it again. You were wronging. You're an absolute wronging. Yeah.
It's lovely.
It's vile, mate. You were wronging. So I'm knocking it. Ted's saying 6-0 Sunderland, and I think he might be close to it.
Mate, everyone's predicted the old dub. We haven't talked to David about it yet, so let's see what he's got to say.
Oh yes, David.
Everyone's predicted the dub.
I need like a 30-second catch up. Condense the last 46 minutes into 30 seconds.
Red wine.
Small technical problems.
Technical issues. Red wine.
Yes.
4, 2, 3, 1. There you go.
A nun.
White nun.
All right, Julie Andrews.
You know, like the out of context memes that you get on Twitter, right? That's like we just did an out of context Mackem football show.
We're basically going with the lineup, not the overall formation lineup changes and prediction for the game. That's pretty much what we've covered so far.
Okay. I can't see it being any different from Dodds' last game, to be honest. I think he played well. So,
the Bristol City one?
Yeah. I would imagine it'd be something along those lines. Anything that's been happening in the past, 11 games is straight in the bin for me. Jack Clark's not playing. Probably going to start Mundell. That's it. Anything else?
The actual prediction?
I think I predicted 1-1 just after when we did the emergency one.
Mm-hmm.
And with Clark out, I'm torn. But I did, who knows?
Not the umbrella. Torn.
Yeah, not the umbrella. I'll stick with 1-1. Ekwa will probably be playing, so he'll probably still score, and he'll probably still score an own goal. So 1-1.
Ekwa with every goal in a 1-1 draw. Okay.
That's it, yeah.
I think you're the only one without that confidence level in there, though, so we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, outside of that, Sunderland have appointed a new assistant head coach, Anthony Hayes. I don't really know much about him. Does anybody...
He worked with Mick Dodds before, didn't he? So
he was at Charlton at one point as well.
He's worked with Dodds before, so he's brought him in as a guy to help see him through the next 13 games, I'd imagine, before we get some full-time appointment in the summer.
Do you find it quite interesting that you need an assistant head guy when you're the head guy that was the assistant?
Is he not just taking the Dodds role? So Dodds has moved up to essentially coach, and he's come in to take the position Dodds vacated.
I think once you get to that, once you step up, you're gonna. If someone's not doing your job, you're gonna revert back to type. So it's probably taking pressure off him. Do you know what I mean? So.
He's not micromanaging and training. Is that it?
Yeah, I don't think it's. Well, he might be longer than we think, but I don't know. Is it a full-time role? Give him a contract? What is it? Or is it just the end of the season?
I think it's just the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah. So it'll just be like the pressure off Dodds while he's in this role, because, like I said before, there's a big difference between managing and coaching. Like this coaching bullshit. It's you're a manager. And we found that out with Bale. Bale's trying to make that step up, and he can't because he's a coach. You know what I mean? So when in the summer, we need to appoint someone who's more of I think a manager suits Sunderland. You know what I mean? This coaching shit, I'm just not a fan of.
I mean, that would be good, but I can't say that one under the current ownership.
No, but like Mowbray was a manager, wasn't he?
Yeah, but what I think what Alan means is, like, he's a manager regardless of what his title is. Mowbray was a manager.
He was
probably what got him undone in the end. He started stepping outside the bounds of what the ownership thinks the coach should do, whereas he's just been a manager.
So like when you say it, coach. Or manager, I should say it. Like you're just diluting it a little bit. You know what I mean? With the way the club sort of treats the person who's in charge. I think it's there needs to be a definite line. And Sunderland's always successful with a manager. If you look at previous appointments, and in this new coach sort of role, I don't think the fans are taken to it. I think we prefer someone who's in charge. Direct, wants a striker, states he wants a striker. We like that. We don't like someone who's just going to come in and coach. So the next appointment for me, I don't know what Cooper's like, but Cooper strikes me that sort of person.
Steve Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's loads of other podcasts that are really heading up the Steve Cooper bandwagon. And
I like Steve Cooper. I think he's a good gaffer. Like he did wonders with England kids, and he did really well at Forest.
Sure. He's my front runner anyway.
Would any of you take Graham Potter?
Potentially,
yeah, but he wouldn't step down to the Championship. And
Chelsea to Sunderland, can you imagine what they'd be writing about that before Graham Potter?
If he did, I would have to pay a lot of money.
Yeah,
and
that's not what we're about at the minute, is it?
And that's exactly. We haven't got it for a start, and I think Cooper will probably be a little bit cheaper than Potter.
So you'll be cheaper than all of them. Wayne Rooney.
He's just a fan.
I know we left this on Monday, man. Like we had a 5-minute segment, and then I think we all agreed to leave Rooney right there.
Rooney could stay in a bit. Well,
I
this man here did a separate video to it. You know, he literally mentioned Rooney for 5 minutes straight in one of his bloody podcasts.
Mate,
I'm just going to jump in a second just to tell you about a yellow card that Vestergaard's received.
Oh,
It means he misses the game against QPR and us.
That's good. Good news.
relevant fact. I love it.
Does our chances of getting into the playoffs? I know, our ambition at the start of the season, according to Speakman and KLD, was top 2. It's obviously clearly not going to happen. That's well out of our realms. Is top two of the playoffs? Is that our real aim now?
No, mate. The top 4 positions for me are already locked down. I mean, Leicester are going to win the league.
3-1 Leeds. 3-1 Leeds.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
Leeds just scored. Dan James.
I'm sorry, but Leeds are going up, aren't they? They're definitely going up automatically.
So I don't know whether you've seen Leeds. This is what we're going to say. So Leicester are looking very good, but Leeds' form is incredible, and they are beating Leicester right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the top 2 is between those and Ipswich and Southampton are probably going to finish 3rd and 4th, right? So there's only 2 more spots.
But
So
what
our top 2 is 5th and 6th in the league.
Leeds are still in the FA Cup though, so they might get tired by the time the season's over. So they might bottle it a bit.
What I'd say about Leicester though, they should have put this game to bed. The first half, mate, they had loads of chances, so it's their own fault.
Yeah, to be fair, mate, I've been like Andy just said, Leicester and Leeds are kind of they're kind of just mini Premier League up there now. We need to ignore
miles
them.
ahead. They're in their own little 1v1, mate. 1v1 on Rust. That's what they're doing.
1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me, bro. Right, exactly. And Leeds are winning right now. So
yeah, I mean, yeah. So
Ipswich are only 3 points behind Leeds with not a game in hand, but Leicester and Leeds are playing early, aren't they? So Ipswich might cast it, but yeah, top 4, mate.
Realistically, where's our ceiling?
They're already sown.
I think that's more my question. Where's our ceiling? Where's our top spot that we're
not going to get above 5th? Okay, if we win every.
How many points do we need to finish 5th?
Well, let's see what the gap is right now, right? So we are currently 8 points back.
8 points is definitely you can get 8 points a gap brought up in 5 games.
If everyone loses,
draw. The teams that play each other draw. We pick up the.
Nah, man, I just don't see. I don't see it.
We need a run of 5 or 6 games straight.
Yeah, we need a lead style run, right? When you look at our form, 2 wins in the last 5, 2 losses and a draw. That's not fucking promotion form. That's not playoff form, is it, mate? That's fucking mid-table form. That's what that is.
This is me, devil's advocate, though, and the optimist in me, because I've always got that little bit of hope with Sunderland.
I got hope too, man. But the hope for me is we sneak into 6th somehow last day of the season.
We've rescued, but that's how we've done for the last couple of years. We've literally left it late in the season to have this magical fucking remedy in there to just 10 games, 19 games. I mean,
mate, I want to go to the playoffs. Even if we get beat, I'd like to be in the playoffs. Anything can happen in the playoffs. It's just a couple of games, isn't it?
It extends the season, but also it showcases how close we actually are. And if you look at our last time,
we're not close.
False position.
No. I think if we compare it to last season, right? Luton Town, we won the first leg at home quite comfortably. Second leg, our weaknesses were on show, and that shows where our biggest gaps were. We bridged those gaps, and then we've created new ones in the summer. That's where I think we use that as an extra template to go, right, the team that actually beat us is in the Premier League. That's our barometer of success. That's what we need to bridge our gap to get that quality in there. If we don't do that, we're just missing out on an opportunity of actual competitiveness for the next 3 months.
I don't think Luton's the yardstick for Sunderland, though. I think these owners don't look at Luton and think that's who we want to be. These owners look at the likes of fucking Brighton and Southampton when they did it before, and we talked about this before, right? Look, they're not going right. We need to bring in 12, 13 season pros who've been there, done that. That's not what they're gonna do. And that's what Luton did. Luton have got a load of lads who've been there, done that, with a few flair players here and there.
Every team that's gone up via the playoffs has done that, though. That's stayed and been successful in the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, and Luton are the two newest examples of
they're
that.
They're getting experience in and they're digging out cash. You know what I mean? So it's if we went up, it would be an absolute disaster. It'd be a Sheffield. You know what I mean? It'd be terrible. Fans would hate it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We're talking about Luton here. Luton are in the relegation zone. Luton are probably going to get relegated unless Everton get another 10-point deduction.
And they're likely
are
to.
Are they in the relegation zone?
They
yes.
are in the relegation zone,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's on goal difference and 1 point or something like that.
Yeah, it must be tight, man. It must be really tight.
And that, do you know what? In a bit of conspiracy theory,
it is on goal difference. Yeah.
It is a
conspiracy
theory.
Yes, lads, frame it.
Right, I think KLD and Speakman, like I know they brought Bale in, but I think they knew he was shite. So I think they thought we'll bring him in, he'll fuck it up, and we won't go up. Now they've sacked him, and it's unsettled again. So,
so they've got.
I think it was a bit of subversion. That's what I think, because he's a cretin, and you can't tell me that KLD. Just what I think what happened. So they were sat in the boardroom. He came in, he interviewed, he walked out, and KLD went, "This bloke's a cretin. We'll hire him." Do you know what I mean?
This is
we don't go up.
Guy right there. Yeah, he's just walked out the door.
Yeah, he's the perfect patsy, and he was. So,
where's Derek when you need him, mate? Do you know what? Though? I think you're not half wrong there. I know it's a conspiracy, but it makes complete sense. You're looking for a yes man who can take the fall and who looks good on paper. Bale did look good on paper if we look at it subjectively.
I said it before, man. He was stat padding to the max, mate. He was max padding. That's what he was doing. I don't know, like, man, like it's so frustrating because I think everyone saw that like it won the deal, man. But Ela being like, look at all these fancy stats, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's just there's a big mate. There's just a big disconnect between like what Bale projected and what we fucking saw on the pitch.
Then is like Acacia's just put in the chat. It was actually Wansatori that got rid of Bale.
How do we know this?
I saw that.
It wasn't even KLD or Speakman. It was actually Wansatori.
Why does he have the power to do that?
Because he has a executive share in it, and I think he gets a veto on the certain decisions within the club, and that was the one he chose. So if you have, I think he has like a 25% share in the club, and that was his 25% say. So if he,
how can he overrule everybody? Because if they didn't want rid of him,
so that's how consortiums and shared ownership works. Unless we have an outright owner, we will always have multiple chefs in the kitchen. It's going to be, I want this and I want that. With KLD having the majority, he should get the majority of the blame. But if Satori is the person who's gone, I'll take the hit if it goes wrong and we don't get the right man in, but the hit needs to be took. So he's used his veto for this year, probably, to do that.
But look,
the fans
when Bale got sacked or when he left, he was straight on a plane at Birmingham. You know what I mean? I've never seen that before. So the game finished, he went straight to the fucking airport and went home. Do you know what I mean? So he didn't travel back to Sunderland with the squad, like, you know what I mean, to prepare for training the next day or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, for me, it was
the writing was on the wall, man.
It was a weird situation. Of course he knew, but that's what I mean. I just think it was all. I'm not saying it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to think, but I just think it's just a bit convenient for the board the way things went. That's why I think he was brought in just to. I'm not saying. Well, I did say suburb, but I don't know. I just don't trust because they don't come out and say, "Oh, this is the plan and this is what we're doing." We know it's a 5-year plan, bollocks. We talk about it all the time, but it's. Like you say, Kelly never comes out at interview. Speakman comes out. Politician answers.
Always a PR statement, isn't it? As well, it's always in writing.
It's just.
Mate, it's been through various drafts and people have approved the exact wording and all that sort of nonsense.
Yeah, they tweet something like,
Yeah, that's what we need. We need fucking Victor Nichemy to be fucking head of comms at SAFC, man. Get him in. Come on, mate.
I don't trust him. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
I don't trust him.
I don't know if you saw my channel. I released the minutes, and I was going to add my like literal subjections of like, well, that's bollocks throughout it. But I wanted to like do it in cherry picked moments. But one of the things that I really wanted to call out in that, but I didn't in the actual video, was the point around, how do I put it? It was the Black Cat Bar. Obviously, they went, it was a mistake. We will learn from it and we will improve from it. They use that phrase so many times, but how many times can they make mistakes and go, we will learn from it and we will never do it again? It shouldn't have been a decision that they made in the fucking first place, ever. Like, if you have an ounce of knowledge about Sunderland, you know, selling out an entire section because they want to is a fucking stupid decision. It's just moronic. So where you say the trust is there, I don't trust that they actually know what this club is about.
Is Steve Davison still there as well?
Yeah. He went on gardening leave. But he all he did was open his rule book and go, this is what this rule says, and this is what this rule says. If a club requests it, we have to accept it. But they didn't go, well, it's not safe enough. They've just accepted that they want 6,000 fans. But also, he says we want 6,000 fans in reverse. No, we want 15% like they wanted.
That fucking mate, that whole
it pissed me off. It pissed me off.
Start, man. The whole Black Cats Bar thing was purely the dollar. It was the dollar bills, mate. They seen it in their eyes. They were like, right, we're going to make $250,000 from this, easy peasy. And in that meeting as well, like that's the only time they're directly interacting with fans, and every single time it's like, sorry, we will learn from it, but shut up. Mate,
I don't want to answer this question. We're moving on.
KLD was there, right? And then, like, right at the very end, they were like, oh, yeah, because KLD's there. It shows how committed he is to the club and how much you want. Mate, that is the fucking bare minimum what we expect, you know what I mean? You turning up to meetings to discuss shit with fans is the bare minimum shit. Let's not make a big deal about this, man, because this is fucking what you should be doing week in, week out.
Yeah.
He should have more of a finger on the pulse. And Bob Murray is a perfect example of he actually did that. And he's the KLD regime, since they've come in, they've had 9 meetings with fans, 3 in the first year, 4 last year, and I think they're having 2 so far this year. But the first one is 5 months into the season, and they still haven't addressed the striker issue. It's so.
But Bob Murray was tight as fuck, mate. He wouldn't spend anything.
But at least he listened.
He did well to develop. He did. No, it was back in the day. How much was it? 15 million, and the finance, I don't think it was raised by corporate means or whatever it was. It wasn't all him. Didn't come out of his pocket. You know what I mean? So he was notoriously tight, and that's what I mean. Like,
but that makes sense when you're building a stadium, though. It really does.
I get that, but I'm just talking about moving forward. Look at Birmingham. You know what I mean? I like to know where they are at the minute, but they're sort of new board come out and say, yeah, we want to do this, and they're pumping money into the club. You know what I mean? Forest, when they went up, they pumped money into the club.
That's when they went up, though. They weren't doing it before then, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where, but I've never seen anyone come into Sunderland and go, you know what? Here's fucking 1 billion. Let's go. It's. I know there's FFP and all that, so we've got to be aware. But I'm talking about someone who they're trying to, like, I'm not saying face the club, but they're trying to, like, make money out of it. They're not trying to pump money in to get us where we want to be. So that's, for me, unless KLD miraculously changes his tune, like, I just don't see him taking us to the promised land.
When does he sell up then?
This could, you know, we've looped round and round on KLD, and
Mate, just on the club.
I think we're all in agreement that the old model is the model that's not quite defined. It's got the old blurry edges, so they could, like, decide that this is or isn't exactly what they wanted to do at any one time. I think we're all a bit disillusioned with the model, but
yeah, that's what I mean. So that for me now, the word model means right? The word model means I'm not going to spend any money.
Okay. I know Cabby, Paul, and Jacob have been very quiet for the last.
We've been shouting about a lot of shit, man.
Do you have anything
you shit to do?
Shock. Lord Shock. Do you have anything you want to add on that? Because I know it's a more of a conspiracy side of it, but is there anything you want to chip in with? Because I want to get your opinions on it as well.
I'd like to know. I know how many did Stuart Donald and Methven have meetings-wise compared to Dreyfus? Like how many numbers? Because I know Donald had a few, but he didn't have loads.
They did like to be seen out and about and like engaging with the fans, didn't they? So like when we were at Wembley, fucking they were in Trafalgar Square, weren't they? Like I was there and I met fucking Methven just wandering through the smoke. You know when the players was getting off.
I met Methven on the day of that Charlton game.
Mate, he probably wore from me to you, right? So. They did like to be seen with the fans. In terms of like how many real meetings I've had, I don't really know. I don't have the.
Don't get me wrong, Methven, he was a bit of a dick, but some of the stuff he did say on the event, some of the stuff he did say was true.
He's a bit slimy, wasn't he? Like,
to be
he's
fair,
a bit of a slimy geezer.
Would you rather have somebody who gives you happy ears, or would you have somebody who actually delivers on the pocket? Because like you can have the most quiet, silent owners, but they actually.
I'm sorry, Mad Rocks didn't deliver. They didn't really deliver. If I'm being honest.
There's got to be a fitness test to own the club, right? How do we as a fan base come into that, or does it become that too many chefs?
Descend into all sorts of like Saudi related.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to say if Sunderland get owned by a regime. Let's just use North Korea. Let's say North Korea all of a sudden have money.
Kim
Jong-un decides, do you know what? I want to invest in the English
country is in a famine, but I'm going to invest in FAFC.
Yeah.
I've got a really bad human rights record.
No, he's a Man United fan apparently, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, but it's red. He doesn't really know.
Of course he is.
But let's see.
I'm just United fan, not from Manchester.
I'm just going to say it's not something I would ever support. I would genuinely step away from doing anything Sunderland did if we sell our soul for that money. So if we go North Korea, Saudi, Qatar, any of that kind of human rights violation links. Chelsea did it with Russia, but I kind of get Russia, but yeah, there's so much.
The geopolitical climate was different when fucking Abramovich came in, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now it's a completely different fucking story.
And with him in place, with Abramovich coming in place, it did completely change the entire Premier League system because he literally threw money at Chelsea, and the next year they won everything. So that's what Man City has then done, and now everybody
went,
does
shit, this shouldn't happen, and then 10 years later, financial fair play came in.
Yeah, so I know to be in the Premier League and to survive in the Premier League, you need a lot of cash and investment. And I think everybody in this league, in the Championship... Oh, hello, Fudge.
Yes, Fudge, like...
I think you need to be reserved and have that money on cash and on hold until you get into there, which I think Kildee could, as soon as we hit the Premier League, he could spend big. And that's why I think I'm okay with him being in charge and not spending a penny in the Championship.
If he reached the Premier League, he's obviously got access to, like, his family's got access to a lot of dollar. Right? If he was like, look, mate, we made Premier League now. I need a little bit more cash from Mama and Dada.
He's got access to it.
Well, he's dead,
get a little bump. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm okay with him being in there. It's the interim between it. We know we had when he took over to get out of League One. He's done that. We got in the playoffs last season. He's done that. This season is, like you said last week, it's the downward dip on the roller coaster, and we're not happy with that downward dip. But we're still 10th. We're still in contention, and we know where our gaps are. So it's not.
We're not ready to go up. I freely admit that. But I'm just talking about, the mystery plan that no one knows about. That's all I'm saying. I'm clearly set out.
Yeah, I'll write the plan out for you. Right.
Go on then.
Go on.
I'm gonna print it off A4, laminated.
Do we as fans need to see their project and their plan on writing?
Yeah.
I think we
of course we do.
I don't think we'll ever see it.
But we'll never see it because if it doesn't go to plan, we'll all be on the back and go, your plan's a load of shit, mate. Change it.
Cabby, can you please move your cat's rectum out of the camera?
Yeah, I was going to say, all I've seen is that cat's asshole for a little while now.
I've lifted the cat down, sorry.
Fudge, mate, I love you, but I don't want to see your butthole.
Sorry, but
Twinkle tush.
Right.
I mean, She thinks she's on OnlyFans, you see, that's what it is.
How does Cabby know about OnlyFans? Mate, move the cat!
Mate!
Smithy, what's OnlyFans?
I don't. It's where it's like eBay, but all you sell is like fans.
Yeah, you can only buy fans on there, right?
Okay.
Right, lads, we've done a few loops. Is it time for
Look,
the best feature of the podcast?
Yeah, go on then. Sharkies!
Fucking load shark time, lads. Right. Here we
Updates.
fucking go. Right. Styles, Mr. Styles, he's been injured for a couple of weeks, but according to Dodge, he's back. He's ready to, in contention for our game tomorrow against Swansea. So, like I said earlier, I think he might share some minutes with Job or someone who's across that front line. I think he might. We might see him again tomorrow. Burstow. I think the less said about this guy, the better. I think we've all wanted him to show what he can do, and we hadn't seen it. And I don't know how many games we played this season now, including the cups. 35, 40, something like that. I don't know, right? But the guy has been dreadful in 95% of them.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, sorry, mate. Get yourself back to wherever it is you come from. Try somewhere else.
I did say that in the transfer window. Send him back, like.
Yeah,
they will not. We said they won't take him back because he can't go anywhere else. So that's why he's gone back.
We're stuck with him.
Like, not hear the rumours. We were looking to sign them permanently.
Mate, I hope this is like a hilarious, like deadpan joke because this is the first I'm hearing about it.
There was rumours that we wanted him permanently.
So
that sounds like bollocks.
Right?
Why? What has he shown to sign him permanently?
He scored one fucking wind-up header goal.
Whilst we've got loan to loan, look at last season. Gelhardt came in January and had an impact by game 3. Burstow's been here. We're on game 33 and he scored 1 goal. In possibly like 9 or 10 appearances. Mate, no, we're not signing him full time. If they do that, it's
I preferred Gelhardt because he had a all-round game. He wasn't great, but he was better than fucking Burstow.
Money would be pissed in the wind with Burstow.
Yeah, man. Let's never discuss Burstow on a permanent ever again because I think if that happened, I might fucking retire. Retire from supporting fucking Sunderland. That is Jen, mate. He is one of the worst strikers I've ever seen at this club, man. And that's through the fucking Rig era. That's through the fucking Darryl Murphys and the fucking Michael Choppers.
Johnny Stead.
Remember John Stead, mate.
Stead,
There's another one.
Lord Bentner.
Mate, Bentner scored
all right.
goals, though, man. Fucking Burstow didn't even do that.
Anyways, for the benefit of Al, can we talk about the loanees at Hibs? Because he didn't realise Triandis.
And Triandis are both in Hibernian, right?
Yeah, I know. I was actually, I'm at work, so you know.
I know you're in your own space. All right, so Hibs played Aberdeen since we last spoke. It was a 2-2 draw. Mayenda wasn't even in the squad. Didn't make the squad. I don't know whether he was injured, but 0 minutes, not even on the bench, man. Triandis played the whole 90 minutes. It was obviously a draw, 2s apiece, so he's conceded 2, but at least he played the 90 minutes. He's getting some minutes under his belt. Good news for Triandis. Yeah. Dewey over in Greece. He played, I don't know who he played, I've lost the name, but he won 2-0.
Yeah.
He played the first half, but he was subbed at half time. He didn't have any chances created or any shots.
How many touches?
I don't have the amount of touches, but he played the first 45 minutes. 0 chances created, 0 shots, which obviously isn't great for an attacking player. But he did participate in a 2-0 win. Jack Diamond. Oh.
Jack Diamond.
Anything to say about Dewey? Fudge, you got some chat, mate? Nope. All right.
No, it's Cabby. Cabby.
All right. Right. Jack Diamond over at Carlisle. They played Cambridge last week and they lost 4-0. Mate, Jack Diamond, he played 64 minutes and he had 0 shots. He was dragged off.
Right. Can you tell me what the score was at on that game at 64-minute mark? Was it already 4-0?
I can't off the top of the head, but I will do some magic after this.
Right.
Last one.
Oh, God.
Last one, Jay Matete at Oxford.
Yes.
He won 4-2 against Wigan. However, he didn't play the first 83 minutes. He came on after 83 minutes. But he did have 100% passing accuracy. 10 out of 10 passes completed. Yes, Jay Matete. You are a fucking baller, lad. Keep
Stat
going.
pattern.
That bad, yeah. All right, so who was the best then?
Matete, by the sense of it. No.
Well, I would say Dewey, right? Because he played in the first half. They won 2-0 and they didn't concede.
But he did
So
nothing
shout
to
out
contribute.
Dewey, player of the week on loan there, Loan Shark. Dewey, you are this week's Loan Shark. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Sharks in the chat.
So any other features?
We do.
Mate,
Yeah.
we've already done the best feature, mate. Nothing's going to compete with that. That and what are you drinking, mate? That's it.
Oh, I missed
No.
what you're drinking, mate. Oh no.
What are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking. I am drinking BrewDog Punk IPA Postmodern Classic.
A
That's what it
postmodern
says on the
colour.
can.
Okay.
It's a big can. It's not the little ones, is it? You know, a tall lad.
How long have we been on here?
So I'm just about to get into it. I want to call out. Are you impressed that in 55 minutes we've only swore just under once per minute? 51.
Oh, fuck off.
And we've already mentioned Jackie White's Market twice now, so that's.
Man, we gotta get a new. Man.
So on that, obviously, last week I think I like the way we signed out. So if you want to leave first, chirp up now, but you have to leave on a pun for the Swansea game.
Mate, you got to give us heads up.
No.
50 minutes on this. You can't just fucking drop their fucking grenade, lad.
No, you have to have a little bit of wit to be on here. What?
You just swore. He just swore. He just said the effing.
I mean, I'm adding them as we go. Fucking hell.
Break
it down today, like who individually
if Al wants to leave quickly, he has to come up with a pun for Swansea.
All right, well, I want us to win 2-0, but we may win Swan-0.
To be honest, I mean that's where my brain was. I was like, Swan's kind of like one.
Yeah.
That's all I got though.
Bye.
Who wants to disappear next?
Mate, what about if we win 2 Swan?
That's going to die very, very quickly.
3 Swan, 4 Swan, could be Swan. Could do Swan song. Anyway, I'm
Oh, you stuck the Swan song, mate. I was going with a Swan song. I was going to be like, after Bill's Swan song last week, let's hope we can turn it around.
Well, there you go. You can do it.
That's mine, mate. I'm checking. Fucking get that written down, lad.
Who's next then? Who's the next victim?
I'm not leaving though. I still got a little bit of wine left.
You have to. It's the rules. You have to.
Drink about fucking wine.
Davey has to leave because he did his Swan song.
All right, lad. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Nice.
I was listening to Andrew. I will leave now because I said 2 Swan.
See you in a bit. Oh, fellas, the decorum has leveled out a bit. Are you okay?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Have you managed to create any Swansea-based puns to sign off the pod? I can see Cabby's winding it up. He's got one.
I've got one as well, but I'll let Cabby go first. Ladies first.
No. Go for it, the Jacob, mate. It's 1-0.
So I think do you know what? By Sunday, Swansea will have swan home with no points.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye,
the mags.
Fuck the mags. Oh, that was good. Oh. Come on then, one of you. He's going to come up with it.
Yeah. Well, if we win today, so if we win tomorrow, I'll tell you one thing, right? I'll get out my big fat Cuban cigar and my Swan Vesta matches and light up and celebrate it.
Hope you can hear now. That's brilliant.
Okay. Bye, Gabby. See you in a bit, mate. Paul, down to you.
The Swans are going to fly back to Swansea.
Oh, that's not good enough. Okay. I mean, if that's the best you can do, that's the best you can do.
Yeah, it is.
Fair enough. Right, I'm gonna leave you there, mate. You can stay in the chat before I go because somebody needs to hear it. But before we go, this pun is Swan me. See you later. Thank you very much. Catch you next time. Bye.